few weeks ago, James Sicily described so well, tension is a key part to any great song, and wowee, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. When it was first released, public reception was like relatively positive. Dylan Takanori put me onto this, aka Komiyama. Critical response, too long, weird, superficially impressive. What would superficially impressive mean, Tom?
I suppose, oh man,
on the outside it looks like a great idea, but
Exactly.
the actual crux of the music, like what are they fucking talking about?
You nailed it.
Thanks, man. Record company hesitation. The song's length 6 minutes. Who the fuck's going to listen to that? But over time, everyone's been like, actually, wow.
That is objectively the greatest song of all time, and that's as close as I could go thinking about it on the spot, I think, with this amount of bandwidth right now.
Absolutely.
On this Monday.
And then, man, in the studio, we're going to play one track, but down behind the decks, the ones and twos, he threw us to some Pink Floyd, which I think gets pretty close. That was Breathe.
I thought it was a pretty nice debut selection from Dan. He's done nothing but impress us here.
Yeah, man. A few weeks ago, he put in a bit of extra money to get one bigger boat, and I think from there, it's like he's a core member.
We're on the way back now.
Yeah, CFO Dan.
Hey, I had a completely random discussion topic to raise with you, if you're okay with me hijacking.
Yeah, I genuinely, I have some inkling of like, I play it up for the camera, like, Tom, cool topic, but I don't know what you're going to say.
Great. Well, when I'm listening to Bohemian Rhapsody, it takes me back to really vividly asking my mum about the lyric, put a gun against his head, pull the trigger, now he's dead. And my mum's a huge Queen fan. We've spoken at length about Another One Bites the Dust in Roddo's formative times for me with music in my family. And I remember asking her, like, hey, what's to go with that? And, what's that mean kind of thing? It's like one of my sort of first kind of memories of it now that I'm talking about it. But I wanted to ask, has Esther brought that up with you? And if so, or used it in her language? And if so, how do you deal with it? Because
if she did bring it up, how would I go about that?
Yeah, or so for an example, Billy and Benson, right? Like they want to play a game where I act dead. And I'm laying, like, we're on the bed this morning, and I like, act dead, and I act dead, and then they were like,
I wish I fucking knew about this a little bit more rolling into it. Holy shit!
Like, how do you deal with the concept of death? Pretty much, to a really like a toddler / an infant.
Yeah.
Like, because my natural reaction has always been like, try not to get in the way of their own perception.
Because it is real.
It's real, absolutely. Yeah. But more the point, it's like I'm not going to go talk about it. But when it's like, I'm going to kill that ant, and and I'm like, oh man, that's a part of nature. That is you, and we're all the same thing. And trying to like navigate that whole thing.
I'm right there with you, dude.
Do you know what I mean? I just have no idea whether to be like, yeah, all right, yeah, I'll play dead. Now you're dead, and the thing, Nerf guns and like water pistols. It's like, I got you.
I've got a month
shit,
block.
This is heavy as.
I've got a month block imprinted in my mind about like, did I handle that well?
All right, talk to me about it.
Esther comes back from daycare and she's just like, just started using the word dead. She's just like, oh yeah, Flower's dead. I was like, okay. And she goes like, what's dead? I'm just like, it just means it doesn't live anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. And she's just like, okay, well, I'm dead. And I'm just like, no, like you're not. Like you're alive. Like you're the opposite. And it's just like this full thing.
It's a thing, and you don't know what to say.
And then she's like playing games, and then, mate, this is going to sound like my daughter's about to start burning ants with a magnifying glass. She had a bug that she was playing with. She was like, she always calls like any pet Polly. So, Polly. And then goes, Polly's annoying me. Threw the bug on the ground and stamped on it and said, Polly's dead. And I was just like, and my little brother was,
what do I do?
Mate, I didn't know what to do. I was like, mate, that's really mean. But I was just like, you've actually taken a life.
I know. That's the whole thing. Is you?
We didn't
just
tell
don't
vegan
know.
mum at the time
Of
because
course
holy
not.
shit.
Of course not.
Could you imagine?
But it's
like,
how do you approach it? And yeah, like
mate,
Billy and Benson, they like the natural thing. They're a kid. They've never run to the concept. It's like, yeah, what do you mean the dead? What happens? They sort of like question you on it, and you know, you say things like that. And Billy doesn't know what doesn't exist anymore means. So he's just like, well, so what? You know, hang on. Then where are you? And it's like, well. Mate, and what I have to sort of go to
Billy,
is...
we're now in the material world.
No, well, that's what I go to. I've given the softened...
You actually do?
I go the softened version of kind of my beliefs, and I'm like, well, mate, you go to heaven. You go somewhere else out of here. And Gov's son, Hudson, had told Billy about...
A beautiful family
this
too.
Beautiful family, and Hudson, the most beautiful kid. I'm so happy that he introduced this to Billy, to be quite honest with you. But he was
also,
like...
Hudson's introduced something to Billy.
Yeah, so Billy's come home and he's like, oh, man, you know, what's going on? Like, how... Hudson's just talking about the man in the sky. He's like, how's he up there? And I'm like, oh, well, he is the sky. And, like, you know, same thing. Like, oh, well, like, you're mentally
But he's also
melting.
the ground and the earth.
Yeah.
And this food, that comes from the ground. It's like, Tom...
Well, you're trying to, like... squeeze this crazy big concept that your like son's asking you into this answer that they'll understand, that like, and it's the 50 millionth question they've asked you that day. You're already fried, like, oh man, it's this thing. But I don't know, I just kind of wanted to know, I suppose, how you approached it or what you did, because
Mate,
I'm in that
really
spot where I'm like, hey man, I'm rolling with, it's heaven, and you go somewhere great and you see Grandpa Tony and you see Uncle Macca and you see that's what happens, and it's a different world, and going down that route. But you know, I've had to like endure this same month that you have of like, yeah, let's play, you know, play dead.
Yeah.
And or, you know, the monster's coming, or, you know, there's zombies, or something that's like, you're like, oh, that's a bit MA 15 plus, but I think you just got to lean in and just stick with a stock explanation and run it, right?
I'm going to be honest, even sitting here now where we would usually wrap it up and be like, oh, you know, but like approach it with love and honesty. It's like, I still don't know what to say. Like if Esther was just like, oh, Daddy, I'm playing dead and this is fun. It's just like, I actually have to like actively teach a lesson there, because...
Or you just completely ignore it. Like that's
and then let her go to school and
be like, yeah, me too.
Esther's
like,
the kid,
and you play the dead thing, and it's just like, you just like, yeah, that's fine. There's no like, you know.
I guess so, but then what if Esther's the kid, and then maybe this is worrying about my perspective and my own reality and take on the world and what I should actually truly care about, what can I control? But if Esther goes to school and she's just like, Johnny, Billy, Teddy, Tommy, Dylan, Ryan, you're dead. And then all those kids go home and be like, Esther's playing dead and she's killing us all.
Yeah.
She also fucking killed a bug called Polly. That was pretty weird.
See, I reckon that's the old, like, third party.
I don't know what to say. I still don't know what to say. I think maybe I just go, oh, darling, I don't think that's a nice way to speak. I still don't know what to say.
No, but don't you think all kids do that? Literally all kids, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, like, yeah, dead. And they just, like, flesh out that concept. And, like, yeah, man, if they're 12, they're like, you know, your dad died and fuck you.
If they're still killing bugs at 12, questions.
Well, bugs, man, I don't know. I remember, it's so weird. I remember when you told me that story, I remember stepping on my cat's tail when it was like having a feed, when I was like, earliest memories, like 3, like just sort of Ginger Nut George, his name was, and just like, I'm going to step on this tail, just like put it, and just him freak out. And I'm like, oh man, why'd I do that? It's so horrible, but I just wanted to see what happened. But I think, I don't know, man. I think it's a separate argument. And I think the whole, oh, what if she goes to school thing particularly is like an extremely harsh critic, because it's most in reality not going to happen. And I think kids say crazy things at school, you know.
Cool. On my run sheet, I've got Stairway to Heaven, ? And then I've got Peter Hellier's chipper putter. Should you putt or chip off the green? Can we talk about that after?
Let's talk about that after.